And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Bravely Default. I'm your host, the RPG Guy.
What's that? An alarm. Watch out.
Alarm! We got some big nasties here. Alright, first things first. We're gonna gang up on these guys one automaton at a time here. Let's go ahead and summon. She doesn't have the high enough summoning levels, so that's kind of a thing. We're just gonna throw out one summon spell. Why not? And again, it's tempting to want to AoE, but we're gonna single target and keep it that way. Nothing we're stealing from these fools either, so just put all the pressure on one target. Because their attacks are pretty nasty, so if we can reduce the amount of damage we take from them in general, that would be nice. Rocket Punch sucks. But luckily, we can pretty much offset it. Nice to see him attack, though, like that. Nice to see the two of them go first. And that'll end that fight. He gets another level of Pirate. And he learns Berserk.
All right, let's get this back to Commander Goodman.
Guess we'll go back to... AoE. Darn it. Still just as functional. Let's skedaddle. Which the fastest way out of here is probably just... We could use teleport, but probably don't need it. Yeah, the exit's right there. So no reason to go out of our way for that. Because we now have to walk all the way back to the main gates here. Kind of back to the bridge, rather, where Commander Goodman was. And you can see the classes are moving along. It's just taking quite a bit of time. And I think after we level up Thief, we're going to level up Monk. Because again, that's the second weakest class we arguably have.
This is what caused the toxic mist? So it was not magic, but an alchemical concoction. We are in your debt. I'll have our physicians start researching how to make a neutralizing agent.
Wait, would you consider destroying that sample now?
Agnes.
I understand the need for a cure for the poison, but I would like you to dispose of that sample. Find a method that ensures it can never again be used. You can incinerate it in the lava.
Yes, I see. If there is no danger the toxic mist will be used again, then we have no need to neutralize it. That would also remove the temptation to use the sample to turn the tables on our enemy. I do not have the resolve to say with full confidence that we could prevail without it. Therefore, I will gladly do as you ask, Vestal. Let us throw this master sample into the lava.
I thank you for accommodating my request. I am happy that my words fell on wise ears.
Commander Goodman, we have trouble!
What's wrong?
It's the enemy! They've launched a full-scale assault!
Freaking cannons, bro!
They attack with tremendous force. We may not be able to hold the line if they keep this up.
You seemed okay up to now, though. What happened?
They have begun using mithril ammunition.
Mithril?
About a year ago, the enemy captured the mithril mine we were working.
There was something in my journal about that, come to think of it. Let's see. Here it is. Mithril is a hard metal refined from mithril ore, mined in Eisenberg. Over 80% of all mithril in the world is mined in Eisenberg, where it is said precious orichalcum has also been found. Orichalcum is a precious metal unique to Eisenberg, and the hardest material in the known world. It can be used to produce weapons and armor of the highest strength, and it releases great energy when melted at high pressure.
We tried to recapture the mine, but the sword bearers had put children to work down there.
Children?
Yes. I'm sure you've heard tales of canaries being taken into mines as an early warning for dangerous gases. Well, the sword bearers call the children they've abducted and forced into hard labor canary boys. When we tried to rescue the children, those cowards used them as human shields and barricaded themselves inside.
Using these canary boys to warn of danger? I cannot believe the Black Blades would stoop to such tactics.
It's despicable! You can't let them get away with it!
So, like Chinese sweatshops?
What are we waiting for then? Let's take back the mithril mine.
You don't say.
The mines are crawling with sword bearer soldiers. It would be foolhardy to rush in without support.
Even so, we must take action. You can focus on retaking the mine. We'll rescue the children they're using down there.
Right, and before we do anything...
What can I help you with?
This will start a side quest.
What do you mean?
The enemy forces attacking the bridge.
Oh, I see. The shock troops led by that brassy young woman. Our intelligence suggests she is a high-ranking member of the Black Blades.
That girl is one of their officers?
Don't underestimate her. She uses the power of song to bolster her soldiers and weaken ours.
The power of song?
Yes, her songs can be quite troublesome. All of our soldiers that hear her sing become confused. The sword bearers bombard us from the opposite bank when they see us in disarray. we've suffered great losses from these attacks.
Songs that inspire allies and confuse the enemy. She must have quite a voice. I'd like to hear it myself sometime.
So it doesn't bother you that she's a foe? I hope her honeyed tones send you tumbling off the bridge.
I have no ulterior motives, I swear.
So, if you silence this girl, would that swing the battle in your favor?
Unfortunately, she is protected by a formidable force, and the narrow bridge makes it impossible to get close.
Then, let us try.
May as well.
Oh, is this the wind vessel we have here?
Yes, it is. Come fight me.
What a delightful surprise! You've come all this way to hear me perform? Why, thank you. I am Praline a la mode, prepared to be dazzled! Hey everyone! When you hear one of my numbers...
We go wild!
We go wild.
We go wild!
Oh no. They're a bunch of wild and crazy guys.
Then get wild! Here we go!
It's gonna turn into an awkward orgy.
Love in the crossfire!
Yeah! Praline!
Feeling alright, squeeze you so tight. Love in the crossfire, ready, fire. To ignite.
Her song has them entranced.
What a sweet voice. She's enchanting.
Oh man. Well, it makes sense to modernize a bard, I guess, if you really want to.
Let's do this! They're strong!
Don't they feel any pain? Nothing seems to faze them. Okay, everybody. Time to back up a bit. The time is nigh to blow them sky high! Fire!
Uh-oh. We need to pull back now, or we'll be obliterated.
Clearly, that's not going our way.
Break through.
If it is beyond even you, then we are out of options.
If only we could shut her up.
All right, so clearly there's an issue here that we are not suited to deal with. All right, and we get some free stuff. That's got 55 seconds left on it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head on out. Excuse me. And we clearly need to see where the storyline continues. Now, I'm going to leave some random encounters on, and then there's going to be a part of this section of the game where I'm going to turn them off, because there's just no point in having them on. But this side quest for clearly the job that you guys can see we're going to be grabbing here, which is the bard job. I mean, come on. A bard-like job, however you want to define it. It all is going to surmount to us kind of doing like a revisiting of the overworld area. And it means going through a lot of territories where enemies are... their JP and the XP and the JP we get from them is garbage. And there's no point. There's just really no point. Now, we're not fully in that area of the game yet, but it is going to be coming up. So we've, I believe, mastered this. So that is max level. So now we're kind of freed up here to kind of work on whatever we want. It shows special moves available versus unlocking kind of all this stuff. You can see that doesn't even take that much. We could just put 5 dudes on it. And that takes as long as any of the other things we've been doing. And I would say about the same thing here, yeah. It's less time, so we're going to work on these two in conjunction with each other. for the time being, just to see if it unlocks anything really good. But eventually we're going to have to start unlocking special move add-ons and stuff like that, and fragments and whatnot. And as we progress through the game, you know, that's, you know, what we'll be working on and unlocking. Theoretically, though, we might just power through each one of those, because if we put 100 dudes on it, it probably would have been done in like 20 minutes. But, oh well. Not going to worry about it. We've already started them. I'm not canceling it. I don't think you can even, really. So there's no point in like getting our pantaloons in a bunch here. Let's hit up the save point. Or not save point. Let's hit up the inn. We haven't been to an inn in a while. And you guys know we could probably use it. Now, this job is pretty relevant. It's pretty pertinent at the stage that we're at in the game, because, to be fair, anything that boosts up offense or boosts anything is going to be good for us. I also want to check... Where is she at? She's about halfway there. Okay. Yeah, all that fighting and we're only halfway there. Alright, let's head down and around.
Hey, have you ever heard of the Siren Song?
I have. A strange voice you hear out at sea, right? Sailors who hear the song become captivated by it and throw themselves overboard. It's a common tale.
That's right. The siren song that causes all to cast themselves into the sea. When I was even younger than you are now, there was a time it was heard throughout the whole ship.
A siren song? Was everyone okay?
It caused great panic among young and old. But a traveling bard who happened to be aboard said something that calmed everyone down. All you have to do is sing above the siren's voice. Brilliant, isn't it? He conducted us in song with his baton all night long, and the siren was defeated.
Wow, that's quite a story. Where did the bard go?
Who knows? He set off again soon after. One of the elders here might know.
And that's pretty much true. I heard the bard had pupils all over the world. When I was young, he must have been about my age now. I doubt he still lives. I remember him saying that he was going to meet a pupil of his in Ansheim. Okay, and that's kind of what we need to know. I heard he was a conductor throughout the lands. We were blessed to learn songs from the person of such renown. So he says that there's a pupil in Ansheim. We're going to take his word on that and head in that direction. Now, this is where I'm probably going to turn off random encounters because, like I said, not really a point to it. I mean, we could wait till we've landed, we've made port, but may as well just turn it off now. If I want the JP, I'll just grind it, right, guys? Okay. So we need to go to Ansheim first. So, yeah, this is going to make us go all over the country. I'm not kidding you. All over the world, rather. Yes, I was Arca Pelar's first pupil, so I fear he has crossed the Great Divide. When he knew he was not long for this world, he sought to visit 3 of his pupils one last time. He passed on to me one of the secrets of his singing. The last words to me were always sing with your mouth wide open. The second people he visited, I believe they lived near the castle in Kaldisla. Okay. So there you go. We now have to head all the way to Caldisla. Don't worry, the place we gotta go to that's technically many would argue is the most annoying is coming up. Just based on where we currently are. So we need to now get back on the boat. As we head into Caldisla. You're looking for my old mentor. It has been some time since I heard his name. Such memories. Yes, I was the second pupil. When he came to see me, he looked fondly at my children as if they were his own grandchildren. Now they are all grown up, and I am an old woman. You wish to know if I was given any instructions? I do remember saying, "Sing from your belly." He stayed with me a few weeks, then set off to visit his third pupil. They live in Florum, the land of radiant flowers. Okay. Let us head to Florum. Bitch. Be this way. So this isn't really much of a difficult side quest. I guess you could argue that the pirate one isn't either. You could just go right to the, to Barbossa. So this isn't much different. Other than that, we have to jump around to a couple of places first and foremost. But for the most part, Yes, I was his last pupil. Does that surprise you? You expect a woman? No doubt, me being from Forum, I can see it in your face. In any case, my mentor visited 2 other pupils before coming to see me. He bestowed one of the secrets to his songs to each of us. You wish to know what he told me? Well, this is embarrassing. He said, "Do not be shy when it comes to song." He always worried that I was too faint of heart. I'll never forget the words he whispered to me when he left my side for the last time. The singer has no need of finesse, he said. He was heading to Hearthchild as he left. Okay, so we hear that. So, Get there. There we go. Okay, so now we have to go all the way back to Hearthchild. See why this is a little wonky. Yeah, slowly we make our way west yet again. And open this. and then head west. Again, this is easier achieved by turning encounters off. Yes, we're not getting job points right now, but through this area, but like I said, we'd fight what? 6 battles maybe 10. And I don't even think we'd fight that many. We'd probably fight about 4, 5. I could grind that. The overseas ones, added all together, it's what, 15 fights maybe? 20 fights? We just grind that if I need to. Not gonna waste your guys' time. I've done plenty of that. Actually, no, I think I've been pretty actively thorough here. Alright, so let's head in. That old bard, yes, he passed on not 10 years ago. About half a year after he arrived here, he gathered us little ones up and taught us about music. Always singing with your mouth wide open, sing from your belly, do not be shy when it comes to song. No, he never told us anything like that. But he did say your hearts are as one, and the most important thing is to have fun. It's not just me, all the people of this town were his pupils, as we were their children. Even in the midst of this war, I bet you could convince the shield-bearer soldiers to break into song. When he died, we sent his belongings on to Grand Ship. So all this wandering around for nothing, just to go back to the first place we had to go to in order to get any information. Sounds like a lot of fetch bullshit, if you ask me. Alright, so now we have to go all the way back. Never get a break. Running. And again, this is why it's probably a good idea to just turn encounters off, unless you're really under-leveled. You know, if you're under-leveled and under job point, if you don't have the job points that you should have, then yes, powering through this is not preferred. You probably should get more job points. Because that's what's making or breaking the game for most people, is the lack of job points, the lack of progress in multiple jobs. Now, if you're trying to mid-max and be very specific with certain jobs, you can probably get through the game fine. With only a couple, maybe 2 or 3 jobs per character. And you just spread all that responsibility out. But if you treat this like the old Final Fantasy games, and you put a little grinding in, it's usually not a big deal.
Could that be the bard's baton? I wonder if we could borrow it for a while.
Really? What for? I certainly don't mind, so take it. I doubt I'll ever get any use out of it.
Thank you! Hey, there's something written on it. The most important thing is to have fun, it says.
Okay. Alright. So now we have the luxury. Did we do everything? Yes. Alright, so now we have to head all the way back to Eisenbridge. And confront our little vocalist. Over the seas, let's go, man. We're shoving right off again. We should be full health and everything. Yeah, pretty much. So go up into here, back to Eisenbridge. Let's make a save, just because, you know, sometimes bad things can happen. Strangely enough, we've unlocked some gear, but I have yet to see it. That just tells me I don't remember much of it. I'm just looking to see where it is, but I don't see it, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. It'll probably end up showing up later, but whatever. Let's make a save. And shall have a word.
What can I help you with?
Oh, look! The wind vessel and her merry
You have a battlefield praline a la mode.
presents again.
Oh my god.
We haven't come
She
to
made of
hear
ice
you,
cream?
if that's what you think.
Ice cream!
Don't pretend you're not captivated by this voice of mine. Because we all know when I sing,
We go wild!
shut it! You won't get your way so easily. Try as many times as you want, but it's futile. My personal guard would gladly die for me. Isn't that right, darling?
We're here for you, Raylene!
Thank you all! Let's sing a little tune then! Love in the crossfire!
What is she, a one-hit wonder here? Blah, 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 blah.
Come on, shield bearers! What are you doing? This isn't on the set list! Nobody can hear my song now!
What you don't know is they're singing the beer song from Bard's Tale. Beer, 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 titties and beer, 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 titties and beer, beer, beer.
Oh, this isn't working!
Titties and beer, beer, beer.
Time to blow you sky high!
Freezing, woman, freezing!
How's that? No way! It's useless! Ah, why are you being so mean? You're supposed to worship the ground I walk on! Oh, kick the wind vessel and that other riffraff out of here!
Okay, here we go. So strangely enough, this battle's a little interesting, is a way to put it. So let's go ahead and just start with some things in our favor. Now, you might notice I'm actually gunning for the minions first, because that's, you know, any bards are useless by themselves. They usually are only as good as the enemies, people are around them. Now, I could mug, but I don't want to kill her on accident. And there's the star pendant. Nice, both goodies stolen in the first round. That's what I likes to see. Uh-oh. And we're gonna have to deal with stuff like that off and on. Luckily she had her turn. Hence why I'm going after the minions, because they're the ones doing this weird stuff. Okay. Dia, because that'll help. Now Adia is going to be throwing her attack in, and we're going to be gunning for the main one here. Now we're going to gun for Praline. Now let's throw out Rejuvenation. Go, at least we're safe. They spread the damage around pretty good and didn't attack at Anyas. So we lucked out there a little bit. Talk about a shitty swing there. I mean, I could be doing more with Tiz, I guess, but he does have the means to do more damage, he's just not doing it. We're not using his abilities because currently we don't have to. And that's a whole lot of job points there. And Star Cores Lit and Stardust. Sweet. And we will be getting a new job, which is a bard job. I don't think it's called that. The performer, yeah. Can't just call things bard anymore, can we? Save singing MP job singing. Very good with staves, daggers. Okay, and rods. So good with anything, and swords, strangely enough. That becomes a thing to think about. Now, let's just let this continue.
I was born to perform. I only wanted my songs to be heard. That does it. I'm going back to ordinary life.
No, Bailey! Don't leave us!
I'm so sorry, everyone.
The plan went off without a hitch. You drowned her out completely. We should suffer much less attrition on the Eisen Bridge from now on. You've done us a great service.
Oh, yeah. Because we're just that sweet. Okay, enough of that. Let's look at the job really quick, because it's definitely going to be a caster-based job as far as I'm concerned. But here's the thing, and it's a weird thing, but here's the thing. As much as I'd like to work on Performer, we're more than halfway now to getting level 10 White Mage. Level 10 of this and this. So, because they're all roughly in that range. It's probably, they're 1,400 from getting there. It's probably in our best interest to finish that before taking our casters off their jobs. It's not like with Tiz and Adia, who are not casters. Whenever they learn abilities, or whenever they need to, whenever, in a sense, they need... Spells are very important in this game, as you've probably extrapolated from watching me fight. Magic is very important, especially in boss fights and all the like. So, my theory behind the best way to approach this game is to White Mage is such an important class, as is Black Mage for what it's worth as well. Because these classes are insanely important, it is in, I think, our character's best interest to continue leveling those jobs. Now, with that said, there's no reason not to level Bard, I'm going to call it Bard, but level Performer. The catch is that they're close enough to the next job level, we may as well let them achieve that, because as soon as Adia hits level 10 Thief, we're probably going to swap her to Pirate, getting Pirate to level 9 while maybe we have Tiz work on Thief to level 10. That way we can get Thief kind of out of the way, because he's slowly getting there. He's 800 away from getting to level 9, a little less than 800, and if we look at Adia here, she's over 800, but by the time she gets there, we'll jump her over to... We'll have pretty much 2 pirates for a brief 400 job points or so. And then from there, Tiz will move to Thief. And to me, that's just the more optimal way in the long run to handle this. Because there's just not going to be a good way to handle it. So there just isn't. There really isn't a good way to handle it. Unless, and then when obviously Adia levels, so it was Agnes and Ringabel. And Agnes we will move to Performer, and then Ringabel not so much. We're going to move Ringabel maybe to White Mage. That way he could start getting his white mage to level 10 as well. Because really, there's no reason for them to not to work on that, first and foremost. The white mage classes and whatnot. We also got a new staff, which I want to look at. The Staff o' Life. Raises the wielder's mind by 5. Triggers the cure effect when used as an item. Does 25% more damage when attacking multiple enemies at once. This is a summoner's staff for sure. And she's probably going to have some of the summoning going on. We also got the Star Corset here, which raises physical defense but lowers magic defense, and probably is going to lower magical other stuff. The Star Corset, though, is definitely a good upgrade here. Other than it lowers her evade a bit, but that's fine. Better defense all around. Or what we do is we put that back on and put that here, lowering his magic defense by 1 and raising his... Yeah, actually, that's probably, strangely enough, that's actually better. Because, yeah, pirates don't get benefits to the armor. So, yeah, makes sense. Okay. We're all geared up. We're all equipped up as much as one can be. His pirate level's going quite good. Again, I keep forgetting to use his skills, and that's mostly my fault. But if we look at this stuff, it's like allies with 20% of their HP left attack at the same time you do. So that's more for like some of that. But double damage, I should have been using that. Deals 2 times the damage of a conventional attack to 1 target. I should have been using that. 66 MP, which means in a boss fight, he'd literally in 4 rounds burn through all of his MP in one go. So, and you could say that about anybody playing pirate, pretty much. So, it's something to consider. Anywho, I would say this is a really good place for us to stop right now. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JackTarStudios for more live gaming action. Because when we come back, we're back to the main storyline. As we keep constantly having to jump, you know, kind of back and forth and whatnot. But that's just kind of what happens, right? So with that said, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you guys next time.